All right, let's try this on for Size Podcast 21. We made it. We're legal. Finally can have a drink. FTP Podcast number 21. Plenty of good stuff. We're going to talk a little bit of football. So stick around. Stay entertained. Get you something to drink. Get comfortable because we're going to talk a little bit right after this.
This is the FTP Podcast.
All right, week 1. Big storylines. Let's talk football. Mariota come out with 4 touchdowns, a 158.3 perfect quarterback rating. Perfect way to start a career, perfect quarterback rating. And Jameis Winston was old turnover Jameis. A little inconsistent. Let me put it to you this way. Last season, he threw a lot of picks in college, but we said that was because he was, trying to overcompensate for some of his teammates. His first career NFL pass was an interception that was taken back for a touchdown. Sign of things to come? I don't know. Is it a good sign? Probably not for the Buccaneers. All right. Moving along. Terrell Suggs out for the season, torn Achilles. Not a good sign. Older guy, cornerstone piece for this Baltimore Ravens defense. They will be able to survive the loss, but sad to see. Obviously, we don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially a great guy like Terrell Suggs. Been around a long time. Guy I personally have liked for a long time. Rex Ryan beginning a new era in Buffalo with the win with Tyrod Taylor. Is he the man in Buffalo? I think so. Luck didn't really look so good. Is that defense just that dominating? Got a lot of talent there. They were pretty good last season. And with Rex at the helm, Rex is known to get a lot out of his defenses. So I think that's definitely going to be helpful. That's going to be a defense to watch all year long. So much talent. And with Tyrod Taylor at the helm and a quarterback, when you have a defense like that taking the field, it takes so much pressure off of him and just allows him to be him. He has a lot of weapons on that offense as well. As long as he can control it, that defense is going to keep him in ball games and give him every opportunity to win. I see success in his future. Rams take down the Seahawks. Seattle in trouble. I'm not that worried about Seattle. I said a few weeks ago, watch out for those St. Louis Rams. Very talented team. Very talented team. Very talented team. They beat Seattle because Jeff Fisher has been building a program there. And you just wait until he gets all the pieces to that puzzle healthy on the field and clicking. The Rams are a team to watch out for this season. Very talented team. Is it Johnny time in Cleveland? Josh McCown got hurt, went to the locker room. Johnny Football took the reins. His first pass, a touchdown to Travis Benjamin. Could it be time for him to take over and show us what the new Johnny Football is capable of? I think he'll do better than McCown. I still am a very large. I think Johnny Manziel will have every opportunity to succeed in the NFL. And I think if he has truly put in the time and work and evaluation process, he does have that opportunity. I think this could be good for him. But I still resound and I still stick to this gun that Johnny was not and is not ready for this game. I think he needed to be drafted into a situation where he could sit and watch. He never got that opportunity. He was thrust into playing time, and he's being thrust back into that playing time. Do I think he can be successful? Yes. The question is he ready to be successful? And I'm not sure. That's yet to be seen. He's going to have to learn on the job, and it's going to be a tough learning curve. So be it. All right. Patriots headset gate debacle. Oh, gosh. It's week 1 and we already got more stuff coming with New England. Mike Tomlin's upset. You just finished with the Deflate Gate and now the headsets, and it just seems like stuff like this always has New England involved. I don't want to get too much more involved. We got plenty other positive stuff to talk about. Let's just keep moving. Aldon Smith going to be a Raider. Raiders got a steal on this one. If Aldon Smith can get his head straight, keep it on straight, which can be a bit of an if, but they did get a quality player. He is a clear difference maker when on the field, and pairing him on the other side of the field with Khalil Mack could make for one of the most dangerous pass rushing duos the NFL knows today. Moving right along, we had a couple of dirty hits, and let's just talk about a few of them. Pac-Man slammed Cooper head to helmet, and Sue kicked Alfred Morris in the face. You know, we see stuff like this from Ndamukong Suh all the time, so I'm not even surprised by it anymore. And Pac-Man, at the end of the day, Pac-Man gonna be Pac-Man. All right, Cowboys got hit with an injury. Des Bryant's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a foot fracture. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Tony Romo and those other receivers to try and pick up that slack. I mean, they just paid Des, and it just seems like things like this happen once those guys get those big contracts. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not. Obviously, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Cowboys and Tony Romo to try and pick up that slack, because that is a huge void in their passing game now. All right, the RG3 saga continues. All right, what's his next opportunity going to be? Is it going to be in Washington? Will it be somewhere else? I think that RG3, he's far from done in the National Football League. He still has some talent that's there that's untapped. He has untapped potential. Is he probably done in Washington? Very likely. I don't know that he ever plays another down there. Will there be some coach that will say resoundingly, he has talent and I can invest in him and I can make him my guy? Yes, there will be. There will be someone there. And we see quarterbacks year in and year out get opportunity after opportunity. And, I mean, you see guys from Jay Cutler to, I mean, you can go down the list and just look at these different guys who go to different places, don't live up to expectations, coaches get sick of him, try and get him out the door, and someone else is like, he has arm talent, he can spin the ball, I think I can work with him and make him my guy. And, sometimes these guys find success eventually. So it may not be bad for him to switch scenery and get with a new head coach. And it actually may be good for him and the new coach, because if a new coach can find him and get the most out of him, obviously that works, because that means he got his franchise guy and didn't have to pay as much as the Washington Redskins did to get him. Let's be serious. That's rough. All right, moving on. Let's switch from pro to college. We got some Week 2 stuff. Malik Zaire, he's out for the season. That's a big blow to the Fighting Irish with a broken ankle. Now they have to replace him. That is a huge blow to that team. Do they still have some talent and opportunity to go? Yes, but when you lose your starting quarterback this early in the season, it's going to be a rough ways. Let me put it that way. It's just going to be rough. Tennessee and Oklahoma headed into OT in a close game, but the Sooners pulled it out. Oklahoma has just become the giant killer, because the SEC are the giants of the NCAA right now, and Oklahoma is killing every SEC program that gets put in front of them. At this point, I almost need the SEC to take a proactive approach against this. I need them to book their powerhouses against Oklahoma and say, we're going to stop this foolishness. But at the same time, right now, the SEC ain't looking so strong. I mean, you just saw Tennessee lose to Oklahoma. Auburn struggled against Jacksonville State. It took them overtime to put them down. That's a problem. That is a problem. That would have been a huge upset if Auburn would have lost to an FCS program. That's a problem. And, that puts an eye on the SEC when you see outside conference teams coming in and beating teams at home. They lost in Neyland. And then you see Auburn struggling at home against Jacksonville State. That puts those outside eyes saying, maybe the SEC isn't what it once was. And it may not be. Maybe other conferences have caught up. Maybe the talent level and the focus in the SEC has dropped. I don't know. But I keep finding myself asking specifically about the Auburn-Jacksonville State. Is Jacksonville State just that good? Or is Auburn just that bad? And I guess within the next couple of weeks, we'll figure out which one is which. All right, keeping going. Arkansas lost to Toledo, another SEC school. Not looking so good. Michigan State, though, they knocked off Oregon. Big win. Love me some Michigan State football. Not that I hate Oregon or anything, but I love me some Spartan football. I love their style of play. Tough football team. Big win for that program. It was a great game. I enjoyed watching it. Right, LSU and Mississippi State went down to the wire in this one. I don't know about y'all, but I thought they lost it. I mean, they folded in the fourth, and then the guy has an opportunity with the field goal. You know, Mad Hatter calls the timeout trying to freeze him. He gets the kickoff and he curves it to the left. Now, conventional wisdom has taught me they missed that first one. A kicker now knows to correct. And he corrects his stride and normally can get the next one. Thank goodness he overcorrected. Boom, he went left, then he went right. Boom, and he missed both of them. So it ended up LSU was able to pull it out. Big win for LSU. They were able to get the revenge on Mississippi State for last year's loss, which really sent LSU's season into a downward spiral. So maybe this is a good upward tick for them. All right, we'll take a quick break. Let me catch my breath, and then we'll touch on a couple other notable sports happenings from the week.
This is the FTP Podcast.
The sports world is mourning the loss of basketball Hall of Famer Moses Malone. 60 years old when he passed away. Sad loss. It's a great loss for the basketball community. Moses Malone is a polarizing figure in basketball history and 76ers history, and that's one of the notable franchises in the NBA.
That is career home run number 100 for David Ortiz.
Ortiz with a home run that puts the Red Sox on top 4-2. Home run number 300 for David Ortiz. It is number 400 for David Ortiz. Ortiz to right field. Back goes Souza. Looking up. It is gone. David Ortiz, the newest member of the 500 Club. Big Papi, the greatest clutch hitter in Red Sox history, adds to his resume with number 500.
Red Sox David Ortiz, he reached his 500 home run mark after hitting 2 against the Tampa Bay Rays. Ortiz has become the 27th player to notch 500 homers. And of course, that leads me right into our moment in sports history. We're going to 1965. Willie Mays became the 5th player in Major League history to hit 500 career home runs. How about that? All right, thanks again for listening. You know the drill. You can follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, search From the Press Box. Twitter's FTP_tweets. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/FromThePressBox. You can go to Google, type in From the Press Box. Pretty much will pop up. Like us on Facebook, From the Press Box. As always, thanks for listening. We'll be back at 22 next week. For now, saying goodbye to the 21 legal From the Press Box podcast. Deuces.